It's the new and improved Lake Fort Smith State Park north of Mountainburg. There's plenty to do here, including lake kayaking, and it's where we begin this week's exploration. And then we'll take you to Mystic Caverns and Crystal Dome Cavern south of Harrison for a subterranean wonder experience. And then we'll wrap it all up at Rush, the ghost town, near the Buffalo National River. So for now, hop aboard a kayak and let's explore Lake Fort Smith State Park. After being closed for a number of years, Lake Fort Smith State Park near Mountainburg in northwest Arkansas is now bigger, better, and situated at a new location. This was due to the enlarging of Lake Fort Smith and Lake Shepherd Springs into a single reservoir to provide additional water storage for Fort Smith. And actually, it all fits in with the history of this area.
That's right, this is Shepherd Spring. The Shepherd family came here in approximately 1840 and was looking for a place to settle. They were moving from then crowdy Alabama, if you can imagine 1840 Alabama being crowded, but it was in the Arkansas Territory was the place that they brought their family, and this is the reason they chose this valley to stay. The perennial springs that are throughout the Ozarks, and this one in particular, they improved in 1840s. And it holds their namesake still today, Shepherd Springs, which eventually became, in 1956, the name for Shepherd Springs Lake. And it's stood the test of time, and as you can hear right now, it's still flowing. It's impervious to flood, impervious to freezing. It's a constant good source of water, which is still the reason we're here today in 2008.
The state park is located along the western edge of the 180-mile-long Ozark Highlands Trail, so hiking opportunities are aplenty, including wildlife observation. If you're lucky, you can even spot the resident bald eagle. Also, with the 1,500-acre reservoir, lake kayaking is another major attraction. We teamed up with park interpreter Jay Schneider, who took us out on a little kayaking tour and told us about yet still another attraction here, the Visitor Center.
Yeah, we've got 2,000 square feet of exhibits talking about the people that inhabited this valley up to 4,000 years ago. Till the shepherds settled this area, hence the name Shepherd Springs, in the early 1840s. We've got a log cabin like they would have had to create to have some way to survive here in the wilderness. We've got a model of that inside, and you can bring your kids and they can try on the clothes and really try to feel like what life would have been like for them on a daily basis. What did they have to do to survive in this wilderness they were carving out their existence in?
And that wagon especially, that's impressive.
You bet. They came up by a flatboat and keelboat, two different sections all the way from the Alabama area to what is now present-day Alma Van Buren area. Back then it was called Phillips Landing. Bought a wagon, put all their belongings on that wagon, then came 20 more miles north from the Arkansas River to this valley where Frog Bayou was, which, as you can see, Frog Bayou has seen some changes in the current history since then. But the whole reason has been the same throughout time. The good water in this valley has really made it a place of faith, hope, and sacrifice. Up to 4,000 years ago, even today, we're hoping for this state park to open that centers around this municipal water supply that a lot of people really depend on for their lives, literally.
Well, this is just beautiful here. I mean, folks are going to really enjoy it.
I think so. We've got lots of great things planned. And really the main reason we're here is to help people enjoy the beauty of the Boston Mountains and the Ozarks. It's one of those very rare lakes anywhere really where there's no urbanization, except maybe that.
And you got warthogs flying over here too.
Another one coming.
Yes, Lake Fort Smith State Park is full of surprises.
So with the exception of air traffic, there's no houses built on the lake. It's as natural as you can get in this setting in the Boston Mountains.
Yeah, that's the other thing that I was going to comment about. It's a natural shoreline. You don't see any man-made objects. It's all the way it was years and years ago.
That's right. The city owns all the land surrounding the city of Fort Smith, and they will not allow people to build houses on it to protect the resource, the watershed that supplies their drinking water. And that gives us a real opportunity to get out here by boat today, sometimes by foot on the hiking trails, and really get in touch with nature in about as pristine a condition as you can find today, which is really the whole reason that we're here as a state park, to preserve that.
Yeah. So whether by kayak or by foot, go and explore all that the new and improved Lake Fort Smith State Park near Mountainburg has to offer. The subterranean wonder of the natural state never ceases to amaze us. The absolute quiet and the sheer beauty of it all. South of Harrison, there's Mystic Cavern and Crystal Dome Cavern. Let's go and explore them. Located 8 miles south of Harrison along Arkansas's National Scenic 7 Byway, Mystic Caverns and Crystal Dome Caverns are well worth the driving time to get there.
Well, Mystic Caverns, they used to do ballroom dancing, and they actually ran a moonshine still down in this cave. And we actually show you and tell you about that whenever you come on tour. And we kind of give you an idea of how they did it and why they did it, and where they actually did it at.
I guess back in those days, this would have been the perfect hiding place to have a still. I don't know.
Yeah, you couldn't see the smoke coming out of the cave. So that's why they decided to put them down inside caves.
I guess that explains the kind of the black and the soot around on the ceiling. And
all the black that we have in here is soot from the moonshine still that they used to run in here. They actually did a cave cleanup and cleaned a lot of the soot off the cave, but you still get to come in and see a little bit of the cave, and gives you an idea of how much they actually ran the still.
Now, sadly, as the case was back in the early 1900s, we noticed a lot of the formations here have been broken off. And tell us what the deal was.
They come in and broke the formations off and were selling them as souvenirs. And so they were making just a little bit of money off the formations.
I guess it was a while ago, 1920-something, when the first visitors, where it was kind of quote-unquote open for as a commercial cave.
Right. There was a gentleman that would bring you down with kerosene lanterns, and in order for his guests not to get dirty, he gave you a pair of coveralls and would take you through the cave.
It's a little bit better these days.
Yeah.
Every cave is you know, it's the features kind of the same, but it's still different. I know caves that we've gone through, even they're similar, but yet they're different.
It's assumed that early settlers were aware of a natural sinkhole entrance to Mystic Caverns and that the cave was actually visited sometime before 1850. Pine torches were likely used for exploration during that time. The earliest physical evidence of visitors dates back to 1919, when an early explorer by the name of Adam Colby entered the cave and carved his name and date on a formation, something that these days is a definite no-no. The cave was known as Mansion Cave at that time because of its large, open chambers. Crystal Dome Cavern, which is only 400 feet from Mystic, wasn't discovered until more than 100 years later.
Well, Crystal Dome is a fairly new cave that was just discovered in 1967. It didn't have its own natural opening, and it was found with a bulldozer. And this cave is still a forming cave. It's still very pure, and humans have not been into it since before 1967. And that is one of my favorite features of this cave.
And it's a living, breathing cave.
Right. Whenever you come down, you're still going to see a lot of water still dripping on the formations. It is a very wet formation and cave.
Some of these features in here are awesome, especially that cave bacon over there.
That cave bacon is what we call a drapery, and a fun name for it is cave bacon.
One of the best examples I've seen anywhere.
Yes, it is.
And this dome, of course, with the namesake of the cavern, it's almost hard to imagine how even this began to be formed. I guess millions of years ago.
It's very old. We're not really for sure how old this cave is.
The dome here in Crystal Dome Cavern, the magnitude of it is hard to portray on video for you. It's 8 stories high. We're talking like 110 feet, and it just keeps going up and up and up and up.
Mystic Caverns and Crystal Dome Caverns are closed during January, but the rest of the year, guided tours leave every 35 to 45 minutes and take about 1.5 hours to see both caves. There isn't any need to dress real warm since the temperature stays a constant 58 degrees year-round. So make the drive to near Harrison and enjoy these two magnificent subterranean wonders.
You wouldn't know it by looking at it now, but the town of Rush was once a boom town here at the lower portion near the Buffalo National River. Zinc ore was discovered here during the 1880s, and folks from all over came here to strike it rich. And then when the bottom fell out of the zinc market after World War I, little by little folks started leaving the town of Rush a ghost town. Let us take you on a little tour, if you dare.
Resembling a Hollywood Western movie set, the town of Rush, or what's left of it anyway, is fairly easy to get to. Located off Scenic Highway 14 just north of the Buffalo National River, take County Road 6035 for 5 miles and you're there. Driving through this town is rather eerie, to say the least, since Rush is located on U.S. government property within the Buffalo National River region. It is one of the few ghost towns, if not the only one, that's protected by the National Park Service. The zinc that was mined here was used during World War I in the production of bronze and brass shell casings. It was during that time that the population of Rush reached an all-time high of more than 5,000 from 1914 to 1917. Hard to imagine. The buildings along Main Street that are left standing were built during this peak period of the early 1900s, when the hub of the community, the general store and post office, the Taylor Medley store, finally closed in 1956. The town's demise quickly followed. The last of the residential structures were inhabited until the 1960s, when the remaining families began to drift away, and soon Rush became a bona fide ghost town. There is still much to see here, though, besides all the empty buildings. The Morning Star Loop Trail past the main part of town extends for 3/10 of a mile with informative plaques along the way. It'll take you alongside the ruins of the Morning Star mine, which used to produce 200 tons of zinc ore per day. This mine actually received international fame in 1893 when Jumbo, the largest known piece of zinc ore, was exhibited during the World's Fair in Chicago. The trail also takes you past the old blacksmith shop and a smelter, which was built in 1886 in hopes of extracting silver. If a longer hike is more to your liking, there's also the Rush Hiking Trail, which is a little more than 2 miles long and begins at the Morning Star trailhead. So explore for yourself this unique town and what's left of it, and experience how Rush's listing on the National Register of Historic Places makes it a significant site in the history of mining in North Arkansas. So explore for yourself the one-time zinc mining town of Rush, now a ghost town, at the lower portion of the Buffalo National River. And then check out the subterranean world south of Harrison at Mystic Caverns and Crystal Dome Cavern. And then if you have time, by all means, explore the new and improved Lake Fort Smith State Park near Mountainburg. And for more on these and other destinations, and to view our maps or to order a copy of an episode, visit our website, aetn.org/exploringarkansas. And we'll see you again the next time for another exciting adventure on Exploring Arkansas.